Welcome to Sociology Vibes, where we simplify challenging ideas into easy to understand insights. Today, our focus is on the sociological explanations of total institutions and degradation ceremonies. But first, let's define what sociologists mean by resocialization, because this concept is interconnected with the topics in this video. Resocialization is a process of learning new values, norms, attitudes, statuses, and roles. It takes place when we take on new roles, move to a new location, or even transition to different life stages throughout our life course. For example, becoming a parent or a college student involves adapting a new social identity that comes with learning and adopting cultural norms associated with social roles. Resocialization also refers to the learning of new values and norms that take place in total institutions. Sociologist Goffman first coined the concept of a total institution, which includes social environments in which residents are cut off from the rest of society. And some of these include prisons, mental institutions, inpatient rehab centers, group homes, nursing homes, boarding schools, and other closed-off social environments. Residents of a total institution are resocialized, and this includes reshaping a person's identity to meet the particular needs of the total institution's goals. This type of resocialization process in a total institution is different from the usual ways that people outside of a total institution experience resocialization. So although we experience social control in our everyday lives, and this occurs through social expectations, rules, and laws, we mostly interact freely with social institutions that serve society's needs. We spend time at work, at home, school. We might go to the mall, see a movie, attend a religious event. For people living in total institutions, these activities occur in one place, requiring adjustment. Total institutions exist to resocialize or rehabilitate residents into new ways of thinking and behaving. And this takes place through intense social control by authority figures. Residents of a total institution have little to no control over their lives as they face constant supervision, strict rules and schedules, and perform specific roles or duties that they have very little to no say over. Part of the resocialization process includes stripping away a person's identity, which occurs through various methods. And some of these include authorities replacing names with numbers. For example, that happens in prisons or in the military, requiring uniforms instead of personal clothing, taking away personal belongings, and denying a lot of access to privacy. And these methods work in tandem with residents isolated from the social world. Another form of resocialization in a total institution involves degradation ceremonies. And this term was first coined by sociologist Garfinkel. A degradation ceremony takes place when a person's identity is publicly humiliated. This is another form of social control And it's a technique to lower a person's status, to lower their social standing or their own identity. For example, verbal abuse, such as yelling, belittling, and dehumanizing, are part of a degradation ceremony that can take place in total institutions, requiring shaved heads, strip naked searches in front of others, and forcing people into demeaning acts that, and those people are all in a total institution, are all examples of degradation ceremonies. Now, these degradation ceremonies do not just occur in total institutions, such as prisons or the military. They can and they do also take place outside of total institutions, such as online or social media shaming. In college and universities, fraternity and sorority rush weeks, where pledges are ridiculed in front of others. In each of these examples, the individual's previous identity is publicly degraded or stripped away, and they're given a new, usually lower status identity. In his book Asylums, published in 1961, Irving Goffman described the workings of a total institution based on his observations between staff and patients at a mental hospital. Goffman's focus on the overly controlling environment also detailed patients' attempts to adapt to a total institution. He suggested that some behaviors interpreted as symptoms of their mental disorder might actually be coping mechanisms developed to adapt to a life where privacy and personal space were constantly monitored, in which patients had no access to the outside social world. Both degradation ceremonies and total institutions can shape or reshape a person's self and social identity and behaviors to fit society's goals. They are another reminder of the influence that social environments have over our lives. And this makes sociology worth exploring further, don't you think?
Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment below with your thoughts, questions, or any topics you'd like us to explore next. Let's keep the conversation going and our community growing. See you in the next Sociology Vibes video.